Robbie!
Carmine, what's up? What'd you think?
Oh my goodness, as I said yesterday, like after we stopped chatting, I immediately watched it. And, I was always constantly like this. I was
Oh,
like,
good.
if my friends would have seen me, they would have thought I'm a psychopath because, it was so hard to focus because I was like, damn, this is a movie you have to watch frame by frame as a fan because you miss so much if you don't look at it.
So
It's like,
much. Yeah.
even the stars office already. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, it's just oh.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad. I'm glad you liked it. That means a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what also adds to the nostalgia, it's not only the set pieces and stuff, but also, the throwback to the 90s in general. Somebody plays Snake, somebody mentions the video library. And I was wondering, since you and I grew up in the 90s, what are the things from the 90s that you kind of miss that are no longer possible? And what are the things you can live without?
Oh man. I miss the simplicity of a pre-social media world. I think
Oh,
I think if I had a button and I could just turn off all social media, I would just turn it off. I'd hit it. And I'm sure most people would hate me for it, but a few people would be okay with it. It just feels like, everybody is under a microscope now and everybody has an opinion on everything and everybody's got a camera at all times. I feel like you used to be able to get away with a little bit more. Especially for like kids, my having a 2-year-old now, I'm like thinking about what it's going to be like when he's, you know 9, 10, 11, 12, and it would be tough to grow up in the post social media world. So that would be something. And then I love the music of the 90s. I'm a total sucker. My
oh,
wife plays 90s nonstop and I'm not going to stop her. It's great.
oh, that's so cool that you mentioned that because I do the same. Today I have no clue about music, about new music, because I'm always listening to the 90s stuff and I have no idea who's big right now and who's not. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah.
I'll cycle back from 90s to top 40 just to like see what's going on. And my wife's always like, what is this? Who is this? And I'm like, I'm like, this is a huge song right now. And she's like, no, nobody likes this song. I'm like, I tell you, it's literally on the top 40. I'm like, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's it's a world hit. And she's like, no, put 90s back on. I'm like, all right.
Right. But you know what? I know what your son will be doing when he's 8 years old. He will be playing Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that's true. They'll be playing Resident Evil like 8 by then, or what number are we on? Like what's the actual number? Because I know there's Resident Evil Village and they've, and they did 4 on the VR, but what's the actual number? It's got to be getting pretty high.
8, right? It's probably it's
It
8.
might be 8. It's
Yeah, yeah,
close
yeah.
to it.
Exactly. So we were also talking about, how frustrating it can be, to play the old games because, of course, it's hard to navigate the characters. And sometimes it's not that a boss is hard to beat, it's just navigating your character that might
Just
make it a
you
little
just
bit.
turn around, turn around, turn around.
Yes,
Like
right. I was wondering, can you pick, like one of the most frustrating moments from the earlier games, that almost made you smash the controller to the television?
oh my God. I was just playing it the other day, and the first zombie that you encounter, I didn't have a gun. So I tried to knife him, and I had forgotten that it takes so many knife hits to act. So I kept knifing twice, and then he'd attack me, and then knifing twice, and then he attacked me. And I was like, what? How
Yeah,
many knife hits does it take to kill this guy? And I ended up just running away from him and going to find a gun and then coming back and finishing the job.
right. I remember I replayed Code Veronica, like 1 year ago, and I felt
Mhm.
so cool because I was like, this time I'm gonna do it without any savings and without dying, of course. But and I was like 5 hours in, it went very well, but then I was like, I forgot that in the last part there are these hunters that have these one-hit kill movements. I was like, it doesn't even matter how healthy you are, if they do that jump, you're
Gone.
gone. And this is what happened. I was like,
Oh no.
yes.
5 hours gone.
Yes. And I can tell you, for like a few days, I didn't play Resident Evil then. But my last question to you would be like, because the games, of course, are all about mysteries. The old games are about mysteries. And I love that we get to see some of this, in the film as well, which is so cool. And I was wondering, what would you say has been the biggest mystery you solved in your life so far or in your career?
Oh man. I have. no idea where to begin with that. I think the biggest mystery I solved was actually just dumb luck, just blind luck, which was not, I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living, which most people don't when they're 16 years old. But you know, I don't even know what I would do now if I wasn't an actor. So I think the biggest mystery for me was solved when I just booked my first movie out of nowhere, and that kind of said, here's your opportunity, go with it. And luckily it worked out, because I don't know what I would do if I wasn't acting.
Right. Robbie, seriously, thank you so much for your time. It's so cool that we got another chance to talk about it, after I've actually seen the movie. And just let me tell you one thing. I have told all my journalist friends to not cover any Thanksgiving, Christmas movies this year. This is like the one we have to cover right now.
Carmine, you're the best. Thank you, man. It means, as I obviously know what a diehard fan you are, so it really means a lot that you like the movie. I think that, that's a great sign for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Robbie, thank you so much, and see you soon, and all the best with the movie.
Thank you. Great talking to you, man. Take care.
You too. Thank you. Bye, Robbie.